Hello, everyone. I am Charisma with Charisma and Cam, CNC, traveling with a disability. So I am now here in Panama. When I tell you all, this was no easy feat. It has been quite a adventure, and I had to make some tough decisions. So let's see. Today is Monday. Well, our flight left Sunday at 10 a.m. and that the night before Saturday night, my son started having some congestion and was complaining of his allergies. So I gave him some Zyrtec, and from there he was still having some issues, and he ended up vomiting. So put him to bed, gave him some Benadryl, some different things because he was coughing. The cough went away, and then midnight, maybe around midnight, I noticed that his breathing was acting funny. So I checked his pulse ox. I'm a nurse practitioner as well, but I think this is some of the things that us caregivers keep with us to make sure we have. I'm sorry, he's moving around, so I gotta keep an eye on him. Say hello, Cam. But I checked his pulse ox and it was running a little low. So I gave him a nebulizer treatment and I called the nurse. After some discussion, we felt like he may be having an allergic reaction or something.
Hi.
So, yeah, you did, baby. So we ended up doing an EpiPen and calling the ambulance to go to the ER. Well, as Murphy's Law would have it, there were no ambulance available. The firefighters came out, which I love the firefighters. They are the best, the first responders that are always there no matter what. So they came out, helped me get him in the car, and I took him over to the ER. So we stayed there.
Was there.
Okay. So we stop, Cameron. So we stayed there for a few hours. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the way it goes when you're, the mom. So we stayed there for a few hours, and then, they made sure that he was stable, and they said that it was still okay for us to travel on. On our trip, they gave us some prednisone and basically sent us on our way. Now, some would say, why didn't I cancel this trip? Well, the fact of the matter is, at some point, I want to travel the world, actually, sooner than later. And at some point, I'm going to have to face these different situations and figure out what's the best thing to do. I am a nurse practitioner, so I do have the medical experience, but more importantly, I'm a mom, and I've been doing this for some years, very long time, since he was born, since my daughter was born. And there's not going to be a perfect time to travel when you have a child or a loved one with a disability. There's always going to be some things that pop up. There's always going to be some roadblocks. Shit just happens. I mean, basically, excuse my French. So, when I really thought about it, I was coming down here because I wanted to attend a funeral, but I also had decided I was going to stay down here for a little while. And I just felt like this was probably the better time to come. I really wanted to be at the funeral. And, if I'm going to start traveling, I might as well do it where I have family and loved ones available. So, I felt like that was a lesson for me to know what things to bring because I gave him a nebulizer treatment. I ended up, I listened to his lungs, I checked his pulse ox, I gave him different medications. So those were things I would not have normally traveled with, but now I know that I have to travel with those things. It is few far in between that we have these issues, but when we do, I need to have what's necessary. The other thing that I realized is that I have to be within 30 minutes of a hospital. It would be great to be able to go to remote areas and stay on the beach, but frankly, when with a child with a disability, anything can happen at any time, so I just really have to be close to the hospital. So these are things that you really have to think of I was thinking before, oh, I could be an hour from the hospital, but in actuality, when we do have to go to the hospital, it's typically with a situation like this, with the allergies. So being an hour from the hospital after giving epi is just not a good idea. So I have to make sure that I am within at least a half an hour of a hospital. So these are just things that you learn as you go along, and I'm still learning, but I'm able to share this with you so that you don't have that trouble. So here we are. We've made it to Panama. Frankly, I don't have a plan. I'm attending the funeral tomorrow. I'll meet some different family, and from there we'll continue on. Whether that's Bocas Toro, whether that's Costa Rica, I really don't know where that will take me. But, I'm in a place in my life and in my son's life. I'm in a place in my life and my son's life where we're kind of open. Are you doing that on purpose? Can you stop it? Don't do that. I'm at a place in my life and in my son's life where we have to do what suits us. We do what we can and we go from there. So if this is a journey you want to take, if you want to travel, whether it's just for vacation, it's for a sabbatical, it's for good. There's some pre-planning that has to be done, but it can be done. You just have to take your time and do it. So I am signing off. This is CNC, Charisma and Cam. You say bye, Cam. Oh! We'll see y'all next time. Thank you for joining.